Hi, I'm Dr. Mark B. Hubble, and this is your Monday morning mini message. Earlier this week, on Friday, I had the rare opportunity to experience two sides of the criminal justice system in the same day. That morning, I went to a jail and was able to minister to some inmates there. And after doing that and having my spirit rejuvenated and refilled because of the inspirational experience that was, I went to a court hearing to be there in support of some friends of mine. One of them had a son that had committed a crime and was being sentenced. They had already pled guilty to the crime. They were just awaiting sentencing. And when I thought about what was going on, the word justice kept coming to mind. And to me, justice means fairness. You know, what's the fairest thing that can be done? What's the fairest decision that can be made? On the one hand, the low end of the sentencing number would have been about 4 years, and the high end of the sentencing number would have been 12 years according to the guidelines. So the defendant was facing between 4 and 12 years. It was up to the judge to listen to the facts and determine what sentence would be meted out. Well, coincidentally, the judge decided that the defendant would spend 8 years inside of prison before being able to be paroled and released. I thought that was a fair decision. Okay, 4 years might have been insulting to the victim, who thought that the defendant was getting off light for what they did, whereas 12 years would have seemed very excessive considering the circumstances. So I thought 8 years was a fair decision. I thought justice was done to some extent. In the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 24, it says, "Let justice flow like a river. Let righteousness flow like a mighty stream." So the words flow are in both of those things, justice and righteousness flowing. When I think of something flowing, I don't think of any stops or breaks in it. I think it's continuous. When something flows, it's continuous, just like a river. So God wants us to show justice and righteousness continuously whenever we can, to always try to be fair to others, to have that justice inside of our hearts. We live in an unjust world. If the world was just and everything was the way it should be and everything was fair, then the nicest and most kind and generous people would have all the money, and the evil, cruel people would not have any. All right, if we lived in a just society. But we live in a fallen world. This was not what was intended. But nonetheless, we still have to navigate through this world. And the way that we can take that control back when it comes to living in an unjust world is to show justice whenever we can, to show kindness whenever we can, to be fair whenever we can. So think about this as you go about your week. If you have a decision to make and you have the opportunity to be fair in that decision, take advantage of it. You won't regret it. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Take care and God bless.